Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnaz.
Still getting over being sick, so bear with me. I'll edit out the coughing for this unimportant review if I end up coughing, but my voice is a little shot right now. But anyways, today we have the Super 7 Godzilla -1 from the Godzilla Ultimates line. We did the minus color one, oddly, first, because it was just the one that came in first.
Yeah.
This one, just like the minus color, was sent in as a commission, so I didn't pay for this one. But I will be repainting it, touching it up to kind of make it look a little bit more movie accurate.
I was going to say, what are you doing on it?
Which is kind of, you can already kind of start hearing a little bit of how this review is going to go. But yeah, just mainly do touch-ups. So it's more or less kind of like a full repaint on it.
Touché.
Not quite a full repaint, but there's going to be quite a bit touching up on this guy.
Well, you guys know what the problem is. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.
For sure. But anyways, these unimportant reviews, they go up on our Patreon in advance and are, generally speaking, unedited videos. They're just made to be able to go up pretty quick.
Which means you get all the shenanigans right now. You know?
Yeah, that, and we've been, I don't know, we haven't been doing too many full reviews anymore. These are just easier, if I'm going to be honest. That or I don't know. If you ever see us do a full review, it's generally going to be something that like I'm super excited about, and I want to spend some time with it.
Don't get me wrong, Godzilla -1, it's great. But am I like, Yeah, not really.
Oh, the Monster Heads I was pretty pumped for.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the Super 7 one, this figure in particular.
Yeah, well, like the minus color one was an unimportant review just because I was trying to get it out quicker. So I was like, well, I could do the review real quick. I could get it painted, bam, bam, boom. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This, on the other hand, after having done that one, not really as excited about this. So I was like, yeah, we'll just kind of go over here. But anyways, $3 gets you into our Discord on the Patreon. $1 gets you early access to the videos. They go up on the Patreon. I share them in the Discord too, if I remember. Sometimes I forget. But they always go up on the Patreon. And yeah, and there's also tiers too if you guys would like to, again, help donate. Greatly would appreciate it. Or you could just like and subscribe. That would be great. That's awesome too. It's free that way. Or if you'd like to pick this guy up at the end of their video or link in the description for Entertainment Earth, you can help support the channel. Actually, I think it was sold out now I think about it.
Yeah, he is.
Well, if you want some other Godzilla -1 stuff, I think they got stuff available. They do free shipping over $99. All right, so anyways, for the package, we have generic, it's like almost beigey box here.
It looks like it's dirty.
Well, it was shipped with stuff, so I'm sure there's like packing material. Like the texturing? Yeah, it's got that very... I'm pretty sure they just took like parts of the poster here and just blew it up in the background.
That's what it looks like. It looks like exploded building or something, or parts of it.
Yeah, like you can see some of the browns from it. I'm almost surprised there's not like a dorsal spine sticking out somewhere. But nothing too fancy. There would be plastic on the inside. It wasn't sent with the plastic, so I can't vouch for that. For its accessory, it does come with an extra head, so you do get this closed mouth, which looks fine. The only thing that I noticed with the Super 7 Godzilla is they don't do the scarring really on the cheek. You can kind of see there's like a slight, like a subtle paint difference here, where it goes from brown to more of a reddish brown on the cheek there, but it's so subtle that unless you're really kind of looking at it, you kind of glance over it. Which is kind of my problem with this paint job, period, is there's so many things they could have done to make things stand out a little bit more. Like, for instance, using a more flesh tone for the scarring here to make that stand out. For the eyes, when I first got it out of the box, I just thought it was yellow eyes with a black pupil, and I just thought, like,
well, that's what it looks like from here.
Basic Playmates. But there is color separation. Like, there is a darker yellow for the actual pupil, and then it has the black. But there's like such a subtle shift in coloring that it all kind of blends together. And then it also doesn't help that he's not really forward faced. Like, his eyes aren't really looking forward. He's kind of just got that, like, existential crisis kind of staring. Where he's just, like, staring into the universe, not knowing what's going on. Teeth are painted nicely, though. I do like that. They used a bone coloring for it. That was the problem with the minus color, was it could have used some more brighter colors in some sections. Again, color separation helps catch the eyes a little bit better. But for the rest of it, it's got that very, like, poop brown
I was going to say dirty tones.
coloring to the dry brushing with a very black undertone. You can see it on the rest of the figure here, predominantly on the spines, but again, the color's kind of not very consistent because there's a little, like, these spines are super black, while that's about what I expect the spines to be colored. There's some paint missing here and there, but then it goes dark black, kind of gets some here, dark.
Listen here, Steve. I'm not pooping on Super 7 figures because I like Super 7, but looks like he got pooped on.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like he was rolling around in some really nice mud. Because even the upper body here has a little bit of the browning, but then it's just black with like a light bit of dry brushing.
Why is he so shiny, though?
Gloss paint, gloss finish. Which I don't know why they do this.
Isn't he supposed to be like dirty, like?
Well, it should be matte. Like, this makes it look like he's gotten out of the water. Yeah. Like, for me, this
is out of water scene right here, but he's dirty like he got.
Well, because, again, it kind of, like, it's the Monster Arts problem, where I think it could have had more browns. But my argument for Monster Arts is it kind of looks like when he's, like, a lot of the water scenes, he's darker looking. Yeah. And this is, like, even more so because you can't really notice the scarring. So this is, like, definitely before, like, when they first encounter him before they attack him with the mines. That's what the vibes of this give me. But even when you look at, like, the preview image for this to what you get in hand, it's so much darker looking. Like, there's not even barely any brown on the tail here.
No. It's like one of those things where they missed it.
Yeah, so it's missing quite a bit there. And the glossy paint job's just kind of whatever. It was the same with the minus color, but the minus color was almost more acceptable because it was gray tones.
Well, on the top,
so I kind of expected it to look a little darker.
On top, the brown looks like, normal color, but then on the side looks like they put the brown and then they just put that gloss finish on it. So it looks kind of weird to me, at least from this point of view.
Yeah, and then this section here specifically is obnoxiously shiny. Which, this is also when I was painting the minus color, was the section that was the hardest for me to knock the shine down with the matte. I had to go over this like a few times in order to really
have to go a couple times for sure.
Get this to not shine up. And again, it's very inconsistent. Like if it was the entire thing was glossy, it's a decision at least. While this is really glossy in some sections and not nearly as glossy in some.
And then the tail just hits at the bottom and it's completely fine.
Yeah, like this amount of shine, I think, I don't know, for the most part, is fine. Not great, but fine. But then here, it's just like all my light's reflecting on it. It almost makes it kind of metallic looking.
Looks like there was two different people that designed this. One person wanted to be scene specific out of the water, and the other guy wanted to be the dirty version.
Also, this side looks way more brown than the other. You notice that? Like, there's just not nearly as much brown on this side as this side. So, I guess on a high note, if you have them posing, you can have different scenes because it's great. For the actual sculpting on the figure is actually fairly solid. The head looks really nice. Teeth are done very well. The only thing is once you get to, again, this center section here, which this is a hard plastic, while the rest of this is more kind of NECA style plastic, where it's the softer plastic. I don't know. It kind of gives you that Playmates problem, where here the detailing is dumbed down quite a bit in comparison to the rest of the body here. I guess this section here is also hard plastic. You notice here, like, the indenting is not nearly as crisp as what you get on the legs, the arms, the head, the tail. So there's a little bit of, again, deviation between certain sections of the figure. If you plan on repainting it, it's not as big of a deal if you make it all matte and you do some more dry brushing. The details pop, it blends better. But the way it currently sits kind of stands out.
It kind of stands out, but not in a good way. Like, not in a way you want it to stand out.
No, it makes it feel a little cheaper there, if I'm going to be honest. Same with the articulations, because this is all one section. I kind of wish they would have gave it two more cuts. One here and one here. We'll start with the tail, but because, like the last one, the socket where the tail attaches into is kind of shallow. So if you start moving around, it pops off real easy. And this section here isn't like a joint at all. It doesn't move. So this is like essentially your piece connecting this to the body, and then your articulation starts here.
Which is kind of odd.
So this is the only part that's really honestly posable on the figure. This is just here to connect this. And to be honest, I almost recommend just gluing this thing in if you don't plan on taking it back apart. Just so this tail doesn't pop off if you plan on moving this around a lot. Or you got to modify the tail and the socket in order to actually get the darn thing to work.
Oh, it's kind of deceiving to me with that.
If they would have done another cut here, and then this was the attachment point, and then my articulation was from here to here, I think it would be a little bit better. You get a little bit more posability out of the tail, but for what it is, it's not that posable. Same with the stomach region here. You get quite a bit of bend there, but it would be able to. It'd be nice if it could bend down a bit more.
You get like a half a tummy crunch.
Just so it could be like better looking down at things, because you see it, especially when it's like fighting the helicopter and not the helicopter, the plane in certain sections. He bends down and he does like the tail smack and stuff. You can't really do that with this guy. And once we're talking like $85 figures and stuff, I kind of expect it to have a little bit more going on.
A little bit of oomph for my buck.
Then the head. That's quite a bit of play. It's only two sections, but there's enough there. The arms can go up about that far, down about that far. You can rotate the top of the bicep. It's got the single jointed elbow, which also rotates. The hand rotates it on the hinge. So that goes forward and back. Went over the chest. Like the chest has a lot of play. You got to worry about the spines rubbing on each other. That is one concern, but
it seems like you could adjust it and then kind of move it down to fit in between the spines.
So you want to bend them down, then you rotate them, then adjust back upward. So there's a lot of play there. It just would have been nice if you could do a little bit more of a crunch.
God, you broke his arm.
I'm sorry. It's like go forward about that far, backwards about that far, single jointed knee. Get a little bit of rotation there. Same with the top of the leg. The feet can rotate side to side and around the hinge, so they go forward and back. So overall, like with most Super 7s, I think this is just fine.
Yeah.
It's in the realm of it's acceptable. Am I blown away by it? No. Am I upset that it's here? Would I have been upset if I spent my full $85 on this thing? Nah, like it's good enough. But I'm not like it. But it's like it's at the point of I feel like I should have got a little bit more for my money, but I'm not like to where I would just want to return this thing either. Though.
Question is, do you need both of them or just one, and which one?
If I would have had for me, if I could have grabbed one, it would have been the minus color. Like the Monster Arts is my colored version.
Yeah.
Super 7 would have been my colorless version, because I think just the Super 7 style between the two just works better for the minus color.
Yeah.
While with this guy, it just, again, needed more paints. Matte finish would have been better. It's just got a few things that just for me would have been kind of... Like, I definitely would have felt like I needed to touch this thing up. Which is where we get into the realm of most legendary Monster Arts, which is why I don't own any of the legendary Monster Arts anymore.
It feels like it just got lost in translation of what they wanted.
Yeah, this is also like another problem of like the production photos don't look even close to what we actually got in terms of coloring anyways. Again, I was kind of expecting it to look like this, but there could have been a little bit more loving for it. But overall, it's fine. I'd still like, if I was going to get a -1 figure, I'd still say the Monster Arts is the superior one.
Agree.
Maybe like the Band Presto statues if you want to save some money and just want like him, but you don't plan on messing around with it too much. Be good options if you don't want to spend X plus price.
Yeah.
But the way how expensive the Monster Arts is getting, this is a solid alternative, but just kind of, again, expect to either be fine with this or put a little bit of effort into it, which pretty much just a dry brushing and some matte clear coat, preferably like hobby matte clear coat. Don't get like automotive clear coat because with the plastic it'll tack up. If you get something like Mr. Hobby's matte clear coat, that'll work really good for these. Just those two things will make this thing look a lot better. But anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like to keep up the day with channel, donate, greatly would appreciate it. Again, if you guys like to pick up some -1 figures for yourself, link description for Entertainment Earth. Again, another way to help support the channel. Anyways, see you guys next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.